Hey, everybody, welcome to Behind the Bar podcast. I'm your host, Danny Johnson, where I interview your favorite dry bar comedians. With me today, as you can see, the very funny Renard Hirsch. His special, You Gotta Be Smarter. Oh, no, You Gotta Be Smarter Than That is not only hilarious, but we'll get into that in a second. But you may also know him from, I think, Stand Up Nashville, ton of movies I saw on your site, right?
Oh yeah. A couple of those in there.
Yeah, and renardcomedy.com is his special. So let me tell you this right off the bat, and I hope you take this as a compliment. So I'm watching your
Okay.
special. I loved it. And I saw, if I was to kind of blend a couple comedians together. Now, I'm not saying that you're that they're your influences or not, but I was like, I'm watching a little bit of Jim Carrey and Tommy Davidson if they had a
Okay.
comic baby. It was great. I loved it.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely two really big influences. I mean, of course, Living Color was, any of the Living Color guys were really great.
Yeah,
But yeah, definitely both of those guys. Like Ace Ventura was a flawless comedy in my book.
yeah. Some of those old comedies, I tried to get my son, like my son is 17, but when he was younger, I tried to get him to watch. You remember the movie Tommy Boy? I hope.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
With Chris Farley. I
With
made him
Chris
watch it.
Farley in there. Yeah.
Yeah, when he was 6, I made him
Yeah.
watch it, and he laughed in the beginning, and then he didn't do anything for the rest of the movie. And then at the end, I go, "How'd you like it?" He goes, "It was really sad." I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "The dad died in the beginning." I was like, "That's not the point of the
ruined
movie."
the whole movie for him.
Yeah, man. So I want to get into a lot with you. I enjoyed the special.
Thank you.
When you go about, because you've been in the game for a while, right?
Uh,
Yeah, and you're at
yeah, I've
based out
been
of.
doing about 22 years.
Oh wow, okay, good. It's about the same as me, and you're in
Yeah.
Nashville-ish.
Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee. Mm-hmm.
That's funny. I've had a lot of interestingly, I've had a lot of Nashville folks on here. Brian
Oh,
Bates,
really? Okay. Oh, yeah, Bates. Yeah, Bates.
Johnny W, Lee
Johnny
Hardman.
Wellington, Johnny W. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, I
Yeah,
love
those are my good buddies. Yeah, we all kind of. I know. Me and Bates kind of started out around about the same time, and then I think Johnny came on like a little bit after, but two
yeah.
really funny, hilarious guys. So yeah, I like both of those guys.
I think I'm running out of Nashville comics to interview.
I actually got I don't know. Let's see. How many? Yeah, we got Tim Northern. Is it Jeff Green?
Okay.
I think it's Jeff Green. I know he has a dry bar.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to look him
And
up. So I assume you're a Zanies guy. That's your home club.
yeah. James is my home club, so yes, I'm down there as much as I possibly can be. So
Yeah,
yeah, so they're good. They look out, so I get to do lots of shows, and they were always real supportive. But when I did the dry bar special came out, we had a special show there, and just to kind of promote the special or whatever. So that was I
dude,
really
how
appreciate them.
cool is that?
Yeah, allowing me to do that. So yeah, so that was really fun.
I did Zanies twice, once for Last Comic Standing audition many years ago, and then
Okay.
I featured many years ago for the Tennessee Tramp, Janet Williams. Is that her name?
Oh yeah, Janet. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, down there in Chattanooga.
So it was really fun. But look, so your special, when I first came across your clip, and I saw the clip about, and this made me text my old college roommate down in Tampa. He lives out in California now, but you open your show talking about your friends with the raggedy car, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I remember my roommate parks his car outside of our apartment. I went to school in Tampa at USF, and he comes inside and just starts having lunch, and I hear his car running. And I go, dude, your car is running. He's like, I know, it doesn't shut off. I got it for $200.
What?
It's an 81. It was an 81 Caprice Classic 4-door, big white car.
Okay.
And he literally turned the key, the ignition off, and it just.
Oh yeah.
He would come out, and it would be in a different parking spot. It would just.
What?
He had to park it way
crazy.
out there. I was like, man, you got to get yourself a new car. He's like, and then every day he had to put a gallon of water in it. And
yeah. That's too much to have to be dealing with.
It's scary.
Yeah, I was like, that came from a true life story. I had a friend like, yeah, his car would actually do that every time he hit the brakes. We would just be like what? I'm like, hey man, you need to fix this.
right.
We can't be riding around. We're taking road trips in it. Like it's too much.
Yeah, I need to be able to sip on a hot coffee if I'm riding in your vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly. It's gonna be all on you.
Dude, so being in the
You're a
game.
coffee drinker, huh?
Oh yeah, just one a day.
Okay, yeah. That's why I try to do the same thing. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to be too jittery.
I had to cut out the coffee in the afternoon, and then even my pre-workout drink that has caffeine in it because I wasn't going to bed till midnight.
Oh yeah.
If I worked out in the afternoon, I was like, why am I
Yeah,
not
if I do
tired?
it too late, I'll be just lying in the bed, just looking at the ceiling, like, why am I awake? I'm like, oh yeah, I had that coffee too late.
Yeah, why am I awake? Why am I sweating? So
I feel like I got energy to do stuff now.
Right. This is one of my standard questions on the podcast because I'm always curious how other minds work that have been doing comedy for a long period of time, like myself. You have so much material to pull from. You know what I mean? You've been doing it for so long. You sometimes tailor your shows for different audiences. Maybe it's a church show, maybe it's a comedy club show, maybe they're both clean, maybe it doesn't matter. So how do you go? But what was your process? Like, all right, I gotta fill it's 25 to 30 minute special. What do I want to do? What do I want to present to the world? What was your process
for the dry bar?
Yeah.
Basically I just sat down and I was like, all right, what do I want to, what and how do I want to present this, and it's like, another thing, filming it, we film in Utah, so
yeah,
I'd never been to Utah at that point, so I'm like, I hope they get all the references and what I'm saying, because I'm like, I don't know what this area of the country is like, I don't know what they're, cause I usually like, when you go do a new city, you kind of get to go out and kind of get a feel for the crowd, for the city and for the people and what they're about. Which is which is one of the cool things about comedy is kind of getting to learn different sections, like every section of the country is kind of different, comedy wise. So it's like the Midwest is different, the South is different, East Coast is different, West Coast is different. So yes, basically I just wanted to just give them the some of the good jokes and the give them some wit, give them some some performance. I always try to make sure my performance is good, make sure I'm giving them good energy, and just make some silly that people are gonna laugh, and something they can send to their friends at work. I guess when they started they were like really wanted to make stuff. You didn't have to put was it NSF, not safe for work on it.
Right.
So yeah, some clips that you can just play freely and not worry about, if your boss comes around the corner and you're gonna be like, oh, that's inappropriate for work.
Right. Never mind, you're watching.
HR have a talk with you.
Yeah, never mind, you're watching comedy clips at work. As long as they're not dirty, you can watch.
Yeah, and it's cussing. No, I don't think so.
So you much like myself, you filmed 2 shows, right? And then you kind of you got to give notes, or at least they asked you for notes, but that's a little nerve-wracking for me. If I don't know about you, but like ultimately they have the final say. I mean, it's not like you're editing it, so it's a very nerve-wracking performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that was the most nervous I've been backstage before. I always have a little bit of jitters, but like knowing that they're gonna film it and it's forever, whatever they say it is,
Yeah, because actually, and like the day I shot it, I sat in my hotel room and like went over my whole set a couple times to make sure I had all my transitions where I wanted them, make sure I had the jokes where I wanted them to be, so that way I could make sure it was real. I want to make sure it was really locked in and really focused on what I was going up there to talk about.
Yeah, I think the second show that night was my favorite. I think they ended up using most of that. Because like anything, anytime you work at a comedy club, if you're Thursday, Friday, Saturday, probably Saturday's your best show because you're warmed up. I think for that night when you filmed, did you find your second show was a little bit more?
No, actually the first show was better for me.
It's great.
Yeah, it's like, so there was like a little clock malfunction. They have the clock for you to watch, so you know what your time is. So it kind of went to zeros or something like that. So I was like, I didn't really know. I was kind of guessing. with hoping I was going to end up somewhere in the round, but like I ended up coming up like a few minutes short. So the second show, they were able to fix it, and I did like a little bit longer, but the first show was the best.
Yeah. Oh, I lost your audio there. What happened?
I was like, yeah, if I was hoping they could kind of put some of the jokes that on the second show and add them into the first show, but I think they just pretty much ran with the first show. So
yeah,
I was still happy with it. I was like, yeah, I felt like that was the best show, and I was like, I'm okay with that. Maybe the next time I'll come back and get to put those other jokes in. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You get to save those jokes for the next whatever, maybe a next
yeah, for the next time you film something, yeah. So yeah, so I was still happy with it. But once they finally they sent me the close to the final draft or the rough copy, and I was like, okay, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with this going out, to the world. So
yeah, I'm glad they do that now. That you're the third one that said that they send you a rough copy. For me, it was just fill out this form on what you think you liked or didn't like, and then they put it out. I didn't even know it came out. I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see me, and I'm like, hey, that's my special.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But how about feedback on your special? Did you make some people say make the mistake of going through the comments, or do you kind of ignore that?
Yeah, no, I checked out the comments. They they were like, I think I felt like they were like 98% positive. You had, and there's always going to be a couple trolls in there. That I had on the special, I had on a pair of black pants, and I had a shirt that was two tones. So the bottom half was black and the top was gray.
Right.
And so a lot of the comments were about my pants. They were like, what? Why, are his pants hiked up? This reminds me of a young Jim Carrey. Like, are those suspenders? And then like the other people, the other people on the comments will come back and check each other. They were like, no, idiot. He's got on black pants and a black shirt.
Right.
So I was like, oh, there y'all fight amongst each other. That's cool.
I like that. Yeah, I have the same things. It's 98%, 99% positive, and then those few trolls, and then I like when the fans jump in, and I'll even jump in for if I have to, but nothing crazy. But then the other people just take care of it. I was like, oh, thanks, appreciate
it. Yeah. But it's just like you're like people. Somebody's like, hey, this is great. Too bad these are other people's jokes. I'm like, I'm like, no, this is all my material.
Right.
I was like, I just attributed to. Cause I had a friend that he had some stuff go viral a couple years back, and he told me, he's like, hey man, whatever you do not read the comments, and like his skits were like, they were really funny, really good. So I was like, okay, yeah. So there's always going to be a couple of trolls, but
yeah,
I think overall, I think I got good responses, so I was happy with it. So
yeah, I like to thank the people that take the time to put a positive comment if I can.
Yeah.
And then plus it helps, it only benefits us with the algorithm too. It makes it a more
Oh yeah.
But what did you cover in your special about? I'm trying to remember your eyebrows joke.
Oh yeah. They talk about the lady shaving her eyebrows off.
Yeah, and then pencil and then writing them back in.
Yeah. They Crayola color them back in.
Oh no. Yeah. That, but what made it really hilarious was that she had him at the dinner table, or you were out to dinner, and then she went into the restroom, comes back with different or no eyebrows.
Oh yeah, takes them off. I'm like, what? And I'm like, who is this? I'm like, yeah, because he's like, she's like, yeah, it's me. I'm like, she's like, I took my eyebrows off. I'm like, no, it's not a hat. You don't just take this off and put it on.
Right. That'd be funny if she came back and she looked surprised because she penciled them in a different style.
Yeah, she went and drew them back on. And she's like, okay, fine. She pulls a Sharpie out of her purse, puts it back on.
Right. Do I look happy now?
Yeah.
I'm really angry. And she starts
putting
them down like that.
Oh, that's good, man. I bet, that may be a new tag.
Yeah, you need to add that, man. I like the fact that you touched on race. Because with the dry bar, there's a lot of different and none of us really had an issue with being within dry bar guidelines, but whenever you go into whatever, it's politics or any innuendo or race, but you handled it so, and it didn't surprise me. You've been doing this 20 some odd years. I think you said something, you referenced your race, and then you said something about it's something about my people, and then you said to the audience, I know what you're thinking. Who are my people?
Yeah. Yeah, I know I'm nice and ambiguous. So like a lot of people, because growing up all the time, people are like, "Hey, what do you mix with, or what do you know, who are your parents? What So I was
Right.
like, so as comics, we take everything that we've heard and like just throw it into a joke, and just have fun with it. So
Yeah. And then you said, what did you say? One of the audience members, I knew he was all of them or something like that.
oh yeah. It looks like all of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
he
not gonna
looks
try to
like
guess
all
the
of them.
nationality and make myself look stupid.
That's right. Is he Middle Eastern? Is he Puerto Rican? Is he a black guy?
Yeah,
What's going on up
yeah,
there?
they have no idea.
But the way I mean, it's not only hilarious. That's what I love about good jokes. You know what I mean? They're
Mhm.
hilarious.
Yeah,
They're I was gonna say comfortable, that's the wrong word.
yeah,
They just go went about it the right way, and
yeah.
made everybody feel comfortable. It was,
Uh-huh.
to laugh about our how we're different. It was great, man.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of the best jokes, they come out of truth.
Yeah.
So it's like so when I mentioned that I look like Abraham Lincoln and Drake, or Abraham Lincoln and Seth Curry, people are like, oh yeah, I was thinking that, so cause
Uh-huh.
cause working in the schools, like kids, they don't have filters, so they say whatever.
Right.
So I walk into class, they're like, oh, we got Steph Curry today. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody settle down. I'll sign autographs a little later.
I like how you said in the special for the Provo audience, you said NBA player Steph Curry or whatever, basketball player. You prefaced it with what who Stephen Curry is.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
In case
Yeah,
they
like
didn't
he's
know,
not
they're
one
like,
of the biggest
Steph
basketball
Curry.
players in the world right now.
Yeah, there's no basketball around here in Utah. Well, they got the
Yeah.
Jazz, I guess, right?
Oh yeah. See that week, everybody thought I was Rudy Gobert, so
And then you
it
call
worked
back
out.
to it because you referred to the Drake Abraham Lincoln joke, as a Drabraham Lincoln, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you called back to it later. It was perfectly set up, man.
Oh yeah. I always thought that was neat. Like I think audiences really appreciate that when you can kind of give them that little callback, and they're like, oh, okay, that was they. I think they appreciate that you worked it
Yeah,
back in.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Oh,
I always
he
look for
he put some effort
places
into
to throw
that.
it
All
in.
right.
Yeah, I always look for places when I can I come to a callback or something, or you could tag something that a comic said earlier or something like that too. I think they always love that, appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
they know they know a lot of times, like especially if it's in the moment, they're like, okay, they didn't write that, they just kind of came up with that.
Yes, yes. And there's a lot of jokes that we have that people don't know that if something happens in the crowd, we just kind of roll into that material, and they're like, and they kind
Yeah,
of think, wow, that's a riff. And I'm like, I've been doing that joke for 10 years. I just didn't
yeah,
plan on doing it tonight. You know what I mean?
yeah. I did pulled it out the file real quick because I saw an opening. I was like, let me get a first down real quick, so I keep
Yeah.
going.
Dude, have you ever had, speaking of pulling material out of filing cabinet from I think the further I go back in my filing cabinet of jokes from years and years ago, probably the worse they get, as far as like I wouldn't do those jokes today, right? But they may be
Yeah,
more simpler, or
uh-huh.
whatever, just outdated. But a lot of times they work all the time. And I don't know if you've ever had a gig where it's not going well and you start going back
Mhm.
into the filing cabinet and they go,
Yeah,
they gotta like this always
yeah,
works, this is so
yeah.
simple, it's a simple setup punt, and you do it and then it's still it's still tanks.
Or sometimes I've done that before. I'll go into the joke and then not remember how it ends, and I'm like, oh, where was the
Right,
punchline?
right.
Yeah, so that you're just looking for a place that you can jump ship on the joke and then try to go into something else.
Right. Yeah. Dude, that hasn't I've how about this one? I'm sure you've done comedy clubs where they have multiple shows in a night, sometimes three, right?
Yeah.
um I've called back to a joke in the
Mhm.
second or third show
Yeah.
that
That you didn't do.
I didn't do. I
You
did it
never
like the
set up.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that happen before too. I'm like, oh, I never set that up. They don't.
I'm
That's
like,
why they're
yeah,
not
that
getting
that
it.
didn't hit like it usually does. And like, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even do that joke yet. Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Something because it's so much, because the whole time, like people don't realize, like like as a comic, you're like it's kind of like being what are those called the what where you play those games where it's from your point of view.
Yeah, third person game or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
virtual
it's
reality game, like a virtual.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, so where like you're in the person's shoes
Yeah,
and you're the quarterback. So it's kind of like that. So it's like, but like we're on stage and we're analyzing everything. It's like, okay, I see that couple right there talking. I see
Yeah.
this. I see this couple over. This lady's over here really drunk.
Yeah.
And, I see, okay, this guy really, he wants to be a part of the show. He wants to comment on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the whole time we're up there, we're working through that whole thing. That we're kind of like Tom Hanks and not
Tom Cruise in Minority Report.
Tom Cruise, yeah, Minority Report. Yeah, we're doing all this stuff all at the same time.
Yep.
So, but it's a cool experience for I wish they I don't know. I think they should make it into a video game.
That would be, because there's that one person you just stare at that's just staring back at you like, no, this person's not enjoying anything. I'm like, there's 300 people laughing their butt off.
Yeah,
some of this has to be funny. What's going on in your life?
yeah. I think they should do like a like Guitar Hero. It should be Comic Hero.
Right. And
then like the stuff starts going bad, the crowd starts booing, they start throwing stuff.
Yeah. Do you start? I do this, and I think a lot of comics do. When I'm telling a joke, in my head, I'm thinking of the next joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm constantly, my mind and mouth are not, sometimes not there. I know I'm thinking of, all right, my next bit is about whatever fast food, but I'm talking about my mom right now, and then boom, people are blown away by that when you tell them that. How do you remember it? That's how we do it. We're going through our set list in our head.
Like I said, like we're constantly making last second adjustments. We're like, okay, oh, that was too much for them. Okay, let me take it this way. Yeah. Maybe this will be better for them, or like, so it's like, or you're like, oh, y'all like that? Okay, I got more of that. I'll stay in this lane, for a second.
Yeah, so, let's milk that a little bit. Let's milk. You like that? And like you said, with the Minority Report, you're kind of moving stuff around.
Yeah.
That's great. You have some substitute teacher stuff in your act, and then my favorite, one of my favorites is the picture day prep.
Okay, yeah.
It just brought back so many memories. They hand you, I don't know, in my day, they hand you a black comb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, little black comb
right before you go up.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm 9. I don't even know how to brush my teeth. Like, what am I supposed to do? But you're right. They put you in that awkward, like, weird position, like turn your head, do this, do that.
And I think it's even worse, like on family portraits, because they're like, okay, you sit here, move your whole shoulder this way. Now lean in. Now tilt your head up this way, and you're like, what is that? You're like, there's no way this is gonna look right when the picture comes out.
every year when I grew up the oldest of 5, and every year we had to go to JCPenney and do a family photo around the holidays. And so I'm going through these old photos over the past couple of weeks, potentially for like a one-man showish kind of thing. But it's these series of terrible photos in the stairwell of the house where we couldn't look. I mean, it's just we're trying to look thinner, like sticking our head out and teeth and just all. And then one picture,
hold your stomach in.
Yeah. Asking him like, how far up are you getting, the whole body or no?
Yeah.
One year, and then we tease my stepdad about this sometimes. One year, so it's me and my sister are biological, and then I have 3 half siblings, right? It was a Christmas photo, and the 3 half siblings are all in red and white for Christmas. And then for some reason, my sister and I are in black and pink. I was like, who's the favorites here? It's Christmas, for Pete's sake.
I think and something related. I'm like, we've all at least taken 1 or 2 pictures that we were like, okay, that was weird. They didn't come out like I hoped.
Yeah, I hate pictures. I did a photo shoot recently, and I had to pick out 25 photos, and it took me a week. I was like, I don't like myself at all.
I mean, it's like, like when you get a new headshot, it's like, all right, I took 200 pictures, and you need to narrow this down to 1.
Right.
And so like, it's a bit of a process.
I just let other people. You tell me which one looks.
Which is odd. What do y'all like?
Which is odd when you pick out a headshot or a photos, like, because you put yourself in these positions where you look the least like your normal self in everyday life. Like I look thinner in the photos, and then what's going to happen when I get on set? They're like, where's the guy from the picture?
They're like, who is this? This is the person we booked.
Yeah. So speaking of films, I saw on your site, you've been in a few, right? Is it all around the Nashville area? Because they do film quite a bit near Atlanta and Nashville.
Yeah. Well, and some of that stuff was I did some of that stuff like in LA. Like I did Hancock in LA,
Okay.
Lincoln Heights. I was in LA.
Okay.
But of course they shot the TV show Nashville here. So of course that was here.
Right.
And the Green Mile was here. We have an old prison here. So a lot of times if people need an old prison for a movie, like
Yeah.
for Shawshank Redemption or something like that, then they'll come out there and shoot it. So they shot The Last Castle with Robert Redford there, and they shot the Green Mile out there. So that's how I got a chance to work in the Green Mile over
cool.
there.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
People don't know it's a lot of hurry up and wait, right? On the
yeah. Oh yeah. You'll be out there for hours, and because when we did the Green Mile, it was like we were there really early. Same with the Hannah Montana movie. It was like we got there at like 5 a.m, and we were there till like 10 or 11 that night, like every day.
Yeah,
for like 2 or 3 week period.
Yeah, and we're not high enough on the ladder to go, look, just tell me when we're going to be filming.
Yeah.
When's my time?
Yeah, and every now and then, if it's enough people there, sometimes you can kind of see what's going on. You're like, okay, yeah, right. I'm not in this shot. Okay, I can kind of step back. Let me go check out what craft services got.
Dude, I was an extra on not Karate Kid, on Cobra Kai on Netflix, right?
Oh, really?
Well, it was filming in town in Jacksonville at the beach.
Okay.
And so I was like, when am I going to get the opportunity to do this? I might as well do it.
Yeah.
I was in so many shots, super close to the stars. I was bragging about it. I was like, oh, this is great. And then I finally watched the episode and I didn't see myself. The next morning, my son wakes up and he goes, "You're in it." Yeah. Turns out I'm in it for 2 seconds from like 40 yards away, walking across the yard. That's the only. I'm like, come on.
He was like, hey, what happened to that scene when John Kreese punched me in the face?
I was right.
Took that out.
I mean, there was one particular day, because I was 2 days. One day there was 5 people sitting around like a outdoor patio fireplace thing, and I'm literally standing with another person having obviously a fake drink, and they're filming right there. Like there's the camera. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be on this. Yeah. And then nothing gets to the cutting room floor.
Yeah. Hit the floor. That always happens. Yeah.
One of my acquaintances was in a movie. I think it was with Denzel Washington, and he played a guy washing his boat on a dock, and Denzel walks on the other dock, so there's a big water space in between, and his only line is like he waves and says good morning to him or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
Well, I guess I don't know whether he was non-union or whatever the thing was. When they did it, not only was he a little blurry, but they dubbed him.
What?
His voice out, because I don't know. I think that's the full story. I could be recalling it incorrectly, but I was like, I felt the pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was like, yo, this is my big moment.
Yeah, I got a scene with Denzel.
Yeah. He's this is the Michael Jordan of our movie time.
Dude, I could watch a Denzel read a book, man.
Oh man, yeah. This is great. I realized that I watched the Equalizer 3, and I was like, man, this is. Watching him, it's like watching Jordan in his prime. Like this is great that we get to witness this,
And he's, I think he's 60, right, or in his 60s.
Yeah, still killing it.
Yeah, he doesn't look it. I'll tell you that. But Training Day was obviously a great piece.
Oh yeah,
to watch. But I've watched all the Equalizers. I'm a big vigilante. I don't know why I like vigilante movies. I don't know.
Because we love revenge. Revenge just feels good to the human spirit.
Especially when you can live through another person.
Yeah. Him, Liam Neeson, I'm here for every movie. I'm like, oh, he's gonna go to this other country and get these people. Let's do it. The people that wronged him, I'm here for it.
There was like 3 Taken movies. I'm like, at some point, this guy's got to watch his family.
Yeah, this guy, he is doing a bad job of being a preventer.
People got to watch out. They just stay inside.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, I won't keep you any longer. It's been a privilege, and people can catch your stuff on. It's Renard, Renard, comedy.com.
Yeah, definitely. Renard Comedy on all the social media sites. Renard Hirsch on Facebook. Yeah, everything else is Renard Comedy. I just make it easy for everybody.
That's perfect. Back in the day, I believe it or not, I secured DannyJohnson.com, which is
okay. Oh, really?
Hard to believe.
Yeah.
And I've had people try to buy it, which is weird, but
okay.
People don't believe when I give my email address, it's just my website, my name, my website, and they're like, "Well, how'd you get that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I got it." But look, RenardComedy.com. You could see clips from the Dry Bar all over social media or his site. And then if you use your name, Renard Hirsch, without a space, I think customers get a free month.
Yeah.
So if they do that for drybar.com, they can do that. But look, man, hang out for a few minutes after we stop recording, if you don't mind. And
okay.
I hope our paths cross, man. Really funny stuff.
Okay, yeah, definitely, man. Look forward. Hope we get to work with you sometime soon, man.
Absolutely. Thanks, brother.
Yeah.